Good morning. This is Max Grossman, and this morning I have the pleasure of interviewing Melissa Robinson from Cripple Creek Realty LLC, based in beautiful Las Cruces, New Mexico. Melissa and I right now are standing on Magnolia Park Drive, which is a street in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. It's a new neighborhood with beautiful homes that are around, I'm going to say 2,000 square feet, thereabouts. Sidewalk's brand new, street is beautifully paved. And my understanding, Melissa, is that you have relocated a lot of El Pasoans to Doña County. You want to tell us about that?
Yes. So I myself moved to the Valencia Park neighborhood in 2018. Since then, I've relocated several families that work in El Paso and chose to live in New Mexico. On this street alone, I've relocated 4 families in the past 2 years.
From El Paso?
From El Paso. They work in El Paso, live in New Mexico.
Okay, so this is what's happening. The population of El Paso is shrinking. El Paso peaked at 683,000 people in 2017 and has lost about 6,000, maybe 7,000 residents since then. And the question is, where are these people going? Well, quite a few of them are coming to New Mexico, isn't that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
What is it about New Mexico that attracts El Pasoans in your professional experience? When you're getting phone calls from El Paso families who are considering relocating to Doña County, what are you hearing?
The property tax. That's our number one call that we receive. They're scared. They don't see an end to the property taxes going up in El Paso, so they want to relocate to New Mexico.
Right. And are you seeing more and more El Pasoans in recent years contacting your firm?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you said that 4 families from El Paso were your clients on this street alone.
Correct.
Standing.
Yes. In the past 2 years, I've relocated 4 families on this street.
Okay. And this neighborhood is beautiful. Are there other neighborhoods like this that are
Yes.
filling up with El Pasoans?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
There's-
Where are El Pasoans moving?
To New Mexico. Santa Teresa. They're moving to a few to Las Cruces, but we get a lot of military families, just families in general that want to live in New Mexico for the better property taxes.
Uh-huh. I have to say, in El Paso, we have a lot of streets that are dilapidated, and I'm looking here, I'm seeing a perfectly paved street, I'm seeing trees planted everywhere, I'm seeing a very beautiful view of the mountains behind us.
Right.
It's pretty impressive. Would you say that the infrastructure in New Mexico is pretty good? I mean, in Las Cruces and Santa Teresa, in terms of the quality of the streets, the quality of the medians, and so on?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's growing, and we have, art craft is going to be a mess for a little bit, but that's to provide easier access for us people in Santa Teresa to get to El Paso.
Okay. So, Cripple Creek Realty, there's something like 15 people working for your company.
Yeah.
And you do a
about
lot of
15.
business with El Pasoans.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And would you say that your firm is fairly typical? There are a number of firms doing the same thing, relocating people from El Paso into New Mexico?
Yes. Absolutely.
And this is an increasing business.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, New Mexico, though, has a property tax, not a property tax, an income tax, about 4%, 4.5%, I think is the top end.
Right.
But that's not dissuading people from moving here.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, because it's
I think
still...
the property tax is still, their number one concern.
Right. And home values are rising quickly here too, right?
Yes.
So in terms of the investment quality of making a decision to move here, it's been pretty good. I think you told me that homes here were going in the low 2s.
Lower 2s, when the subdivision was brand new about 2017, 18.
Okay.
They were in the low 2s. Now they start probably about 320.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's an increase by something like 1/3.
Correct.
So the value of homes here is just skyrocketing. It's also happening in El Paso.
Right.
Right. And of course, if your home value goes up, your property tax goes up with it.
Right.
And you get reassessed, right?
Correct. Yes.
Nevertheless, still quite a bit less than El Paso.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good neighborhood.
And so just, you've been in this business, what, 5 years?
Correct. Almost 5 years.
And you've sold to a couple dozen El Pasoans in that time.
Yes.
Right. And you say that your business is increasing.
Yes. Every year it's increasing. So.
Yeah. I mean, where we're standing, for example, I interviewed one of the homeowners, and the home we're standing in front of is a man who lives here on this street, but works in El Paso.
Correct. Yeah.
This guy works in El Paso. The house on the other side, he works in El Paso, and across the street, there are two homes just right here in front of us. They work in El Paso. So within 50 yards of where we're standing, there are 5 homeowners who have chosen to live here, and they work in El Paso. And I think you actually sold 2 of these homes.
Correct. Yes.
As well as 2 more just down the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. I mean, we're just on one street of
Right.
many streets in a
Yes.
large subdivision. In any case, again, this is Melissa Robinson. Why don't you give us your contact information?
Melissa Robinson with Cripple Creek Realty, LLC. My phone number is 575-644-3821. That's my cell phone number. My office phone is 575-343-5980.
Okay. Well, Melissa, this has been very informative and eye-opening. I've always wondered about this phenomenon. Where are El Pasoans moving to?
Right.
And obviously, this is part of the answer.
Yes, and I can be your realtor.
There it is. Thank you so much,
Thank
Melissa.
you.
Pleasure.